What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Lazy Channel. Today, we're checking out 10 banned cartoon episodes. Before we check it out, though, drop a like for the algorithm. You know, it helps get the video to more people. I appreciate it. We're trying to get 100K, subscribe, trying to get another plaque. I say it every video. Just do it. Please, do it. Subscribe, if you enjoy, of course. Anyways, I went ahead and skipped the intro. They have timestamps here. Good people. No one cares about the intro. That's 28 seconds I just saved from my New Year's time. Let's hop into it, starting out with South Park.
Even though South Park is an animated show, the long-running series about four boys growing up in the small Colorado town of South Park is definitely not a show for children. The show does a great job of making fun of current topics in the news and pop culture. Along the way, creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker have offended many with their satirical jokes.
Sure.
But in a special two-part episode of the show, which marked the 200th episode for the series, Parker and Stone went too far in the eyes of Comedy Central.
How so?
This is because the episode featured Muhammad, the Muslim prophet, as a character.
Big up
Along
Muhammad.
with that, other characters like Jesus and Buddha were shown too,
Shout out Jesus,
and that
shout
made
out
the
Buddha.
religious community very angry, as you'd expect. This
Yeah.
led to physical threats of a fatwa being issued to Parker and Stone from Muslim extremist groups. When the episode aired, Comedy Central censored it by blocking out Muhammad in every scene he was in.
They just put a censored bar?
This episode has not re-aired since.
Before
That's
we move
crazy.
on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete.
Like the video.
here's the-
Okay, I'm skipping right over that. Like the video, like he said. You saw the little animation, but we don't care.
Number 9, Tailspin.
Never
Flying
heard of that a
Dupes.
day in my life.
Tailspin
What
is
the
the
hell is
infamous
that?
cartoon show that people still think should have lasted a lot longer.
Never
While
heard
the
of
show
it.
only had one season under its belt, it did have a
I probably
whopping
heard of it,
65
but-
episodes. But it would
I
be
don't
the
know.
final episode of the series that would garner controversy. The episode had it all. In it, Baloo is asked to deliver a package to the High Marshal of the fictional country Thembria.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to Baloo, though, the package is actually a bomb given
What?
by manufacturers who want to start a war. Yes, that is indeed a terrorist
Bomb?
plot mixed into a show about talking animals who have the credentials to pilot aircraft. For
What?
this reason, the episode would be banned from playing ever again on Disney channels, although it would play
Wow.
once in 1999 on Toon Disney.
I wasn't even born. No wonder I ain't heard of that shit.
Deadly Force.
I ain't heard of this
Everyone
either.
knows
What the
that
fuck?
Disney is known for its fun, jolly, and bright-colored themes when it comes to cartoons, but Gargoyles was the only Disney show that maintained a darker tone throughout its series run. The show is about mythological warrior creatures who are statues during the day and fight crime at night. The originality
seen
never
this?
fails to amaze us.
Let me know in the comments. Have y'all seen this?
Batman, except instead of being Playboy billionaires during the day, the gargoyles were subjected to being castle decorations instead. So while scenes of violence weren't a native concept of the show, one episode featured a scene deemed too graphic to show unedited.
What?
This particular episode had one of the gargoyles, named Broadway, playing around with a gun that belonged to Elisa,
Ooh, he had
the
to
human
burn her.
detective in her apartment. The gun accidentally goes off, and to Broadway's shock and horror, he discovers the bullet hit Elisa. and finds her
Oh,
lying
he
in a
shot
pool
the
of her own blood.
shorty.
While the episode was
Wow.
meant to teach about gun safety, the episode
Well, that
would be
wasn't
pulled
very
from the air
safe.
because of the graphic nature of the scene. It would later
Wow.
re-air, but Elisa's blood would be edited out. Number 7, Beavis and Butthead, Comedians.
No, I've seen this.
Beavis and Butthead is no stranger when it comes to banned episodes, as the show has pushed the limits a few times. So while the show could have had its own list dedicated to its banned episodes, the episode we shall focus on is the one that ended in tragedy. In the episode titled Comedians, Beavis and Butthead try their hand at being stand-up comedians. When they ultimately fail, Beavis ends up burning the comedy club down when he lights some newspapers on fire. A month later, a boy in Ohio set fire to his family's trailer home who was apparently inspired by the show to copy the stunt that Beavis pulled in the episode. This led to the tragic
That's
death of
kinda
the
lame.
boy's baby sister.
You can't blame the show for that, bro. Like, it just happened in the show. That's like saying playing video games causes violence for kids or whatever. Like, oh, they kill someone in a video game that's gonna make them want to go kill their parents in real life. Like, no.
Because of this, the episode was pulled from airing on MTV eventually, although the network did try showing an edited version first. This led to fan complaints and threats though, so MTV stopped showing it completely. Number 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Insane in the Membrane. The 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series adopted more from the comics than a lot of the other TMNT series. The Turtles' personalities were much closer to the source material, and the stories were much more serious and darker. As a result, the show took a much darker tone than the 1987 series, so much so that an episode never aired in the US. The episode in question was called Insane in the Membrane and was
That's crazy if it never aired in the US. Normally they always get aired in the US and not other places. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the hell happened.
about Baxter Stockman.
From not to play it in
Throughout
the
the
US.
series, Shredder had been slowly chopping off pieces of Stockman's body whenever he had failed him, already dark on its own, until he was just a brain in a jar. Cloning himself in a new body, Stockman plans to take his revenge, but his body starts deteriorating at an alarming rate. The graphic imagery of a decomposing body was too much for the Fox censors, and a change in staff caused the formerly approved episode to be banned from airing. Number 5. Sailor
I feel
Moon,
like that would slide now. I feel like I've seen way worse than that on TV.
Day of Destiny. If we start talking about the uncensored version of the show, that is going to take the remaining part of this video. The story of young girls turned into superheroes was an absolute phenomenon when it hit American TV, but the addition of English voices wasn't the only change made when bringing Sailor Moon from Japan. Sailor Moon was one of the many animes that was heavily edited for American audiences. One of
I don't watch anime.
the aspects that were cut from the American release of the show was the lesbian relationship between sailors Neptune and Uranus. In the American dubs, Neptune and Uranus were depicted as cousins, which is what made their longing gazes and tender moments seem so creepy.
It's
Due
hot.
to this rewrite, episodes that featured intimate scenes between Neptune and Uranus were essentially
Intimate?
banned from the American
Oh.
release. Any
Wow,
episodes
no
that focused
fucking-
on their relationship were never shown in America, with the cousin
Wow.
angle being pushed as hard as possible, since America deemed a gay
Wow.
relationship inappropriate for a children's show.
Wow.
Ironically, scenes where the two held hands and looked lovingly into each other's eyes ended up seeming way less appropriate than a gay relationship would have been. Number 4.
Wow.
Tiny Toon Adventures,
Oh, that's fucked
Elephant
up.
Issues. While this segment of the Tiny Toon Adventures episode called Elephant Issues was intended to promote a stance against drinking, the producer's self-awareness of the evils of alcohol certainly missed its mark. After facing peer pressure to consume beer, Buster, Plucky, and Hampton quickly fall into a downward spiral as they arrive
become
drunk at
alcoholics?
school, leer at women, and steal a cop car, and must face the consequences of driving under the influence.
This is how they was
Graphic
trying to
and
tell
careless
kids it's
behavior.
bad to drink. If you drink, you're gonna steal cop cars and be bad at school. What the fuck?
Characters designed to be watched by children was declared to be not only inappropriate, but irresponsible. Underage drinking is a no-no, people. Needless to say, this reckless PSA was banned from television for its alcohol content. Number 3. Pokemon Electric Soldier Porygon.
Bro, I don't watch none of this
Pokemon
shit.
as a whole has had quite an impact on people around the world in terms of pop culture ever since the show was released. However,
Okay.
before the show crossed over into other countries, a controversial episode was released that impacted the health of many children in Japan. In the notorious episode titled Electric Soldier Porygon, Ash and his friends end up traveling into a Pokemon transfer device to fix it. While in cyberspace, Pikachu has to attack virtual missiles with his lightning attack, causing an explosion. This
Interesting.
explosion causes a strobe-like effect, where blue and red colors flash at a rapid
Oh my fucking god.
This effect would cause almost 700 children in Japan to have some sort of medical issue, including seizures, dizziness,
Oh,
temporary blindness,
shit.
etc. Pokemon as a series went off
I wonder
here
if
in
that's
Japan.
happened with YouTube videos. You know, people be doing shit like that in YouTube videos. I wonder if anyone been watching a YouTube video or something and then just fuck around and start having a seizure. Bro, he could have just caused seizures. Wait, hold on. He showed that in the video, bro. I could have just had a fucking seizure. I didn't get no epilepsy warning at the beginning of this shit. That's fucked up.
4 months following
not
this
cool.
incident, and the now infamous episode was not aired anywhere else in the world. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick.
That was loud.
Photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2.
SpongeBob.
This is a photoshopped image of
Legendary.
the famous cartoon SpongeBob.
Everybody's watched SpongeBob.
The image is not real, but we get the idea behind it. Everyone thinks that SpongeBob is a fun, family-rated cartoon, but the show has had its fair share in banned episodes list.
Oh.
The episode Gary Takes a Bath was
Takes a
banned in the
bath.
United Kingdom and Australia due to the don't drop the soap gag involved in the script, which was regarded as inappropriate for a children's cartoon. Also, while
come
SpongeBob
on.
is assaulting Gary's mind with subliminal messages, a picture of a strange cross-eyed girl with freckles and pigtails appears
She bad.
with a giggle that was deemed too frightening for younger viewers.
What?
Number 1. Ren and Stimpy, man's best friend.
Ooh, Ren and
First of
Stimpy.
all, this show is absolutely gross and should never have aired
Oh, I think
on
I know
any
what
network.
episode this is.
We don't hate
That
too
you're
many
gonna talk
things in
about.
life, but we do hate rats. Ren is a gross, psychotic Chihuahua dog, and Stimpy is a grosser rat. In the episode,
Don't talk about my
Dan's
dog.
friend,
He's in the
both
living
of the
room,
animals
man.
are purchased by an even more psychotic human who has anger issues. The man tries to teach Ren and Stimpy how to be pets the hard way, and toward the end of the episode, the man asks the pets to attack him. This is to help them become faithful attack animals. And even though Stimpy hesitates, even at getting molested by the man, Ren
What?
takes a bat and beats the man so much that he dies. Things like this don't play out well for the younger kids.
I appreciate y'all for watching. I love y'all. Ta-ta.
Ooh, any situation, I'm a big factor. Brought out the Glock with the Ruger, I'm a mismatcher. Ooh, baby, squeeze that punani on me, okay?